spoken word artist. He is an advocate. He is a dancer. He is a model. He's a devoted hiker, a volunteer at New Age for the Visually Impaired, a community-based organization where he oversees the design and execution of public awareness campaigns on visual impairment. Bachelor of Law graduate from the University of Nairobi, and he shocked so many after he showed his love and knowledge about cars through touch and feel. Julius Mbura, who's my guest tonight, is visually impaired, and that has not stopped him from crushing every single one of the goals that he has had thus far. He's in studio tonight to share his inspirational story. Niaje, Julius?
Poa sana,
Mambo?
Poa sana wazi.
Karibu sana studio.
Thank you.
So there's the video that we had watched, and we were so surprised, and we were like, oh, wow, we need to have Julius in studio.
Yeah.
Was this. Take a look. Very difficult emotionally still,
Yeah.
I imagine.
So like the first time when I was 10,
Yeah.
it was really hard. You can imagine from the ages of 5 to 10, that's when you start shaping your dreams and goals, yeah?
Yeah.
Looking at your mentors and people around you and wanting to be better than them. And I had the love for cars back then. So the first devastation was I'll never get to drive again, which I beat later on in life. I can drive and...
you can drive now?
Yeah, I can drive. I can even ride motorbikes. I came to conquer these fears in campus, to confront my fears and to work on myself, totally work on my self-esteem. And it was really bad that I even attempted suicide, because I used to know that there are some pills that makes mom sleep. So I bought a lot of them. Like I think I took like 60 of them.
Oh no.
So I wake up after like 52 hours or close to 60 hours. And I'm so mad that I can't even do right, killing myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
but
so sorry.
the second wave wasn't as bad.
Yes.
Because then I had already positioned myself to prepare for the inevitable, because I had mental preparations that the strain of, it's called maculopathy, my problem. It gets worse with age. It's a degenerative condition. So I already positioned myself to learn the smallest things, like knowing the streets. Like I walk in Nairobi by myself. So it was through that I found the confidence to move over and above and beyond what life threw at me, because then I knew that one day I'll need to strive for independence and autonomous, because my mantra is always to change the perception of disability, and I embody. And the easiest thing that I did, which was also the hardest thing, was to accept myself, and also to embrace the label, like the disability label.
Can I just say that as you're talking right now, you're inspiring me.
Thank you.
I am, really being inspired, and I really want to hear how you drive, and
Yeah.
you said you ride your motorbike. I want to hear about all of that. We're about to take a short break,
Yeah.
but then when we get back, I definitely want to talk about that, and of course the amazing work that you do with the organization, and I'm so sure people would love to help, and if they, want to know more, they can know where to go and access more information.
Yeah.
We're in studio with Julius. I hope you're getting inspired as much as I am at The Trend Live on Twitter. The hashtag is Hamina. We're about to take a short break. When we get back, of course, it's all about Johnny Walker. Nimesema kuna ingine hapo JW Red. Tunataka kukupatia. Oh, hata wewe. Tunataka ni poem. Tunataka watu wa recite poem.
Oh,
yeah. So
nasema maybe naweza fungua macho.
Oh,
Naweza fanya muujiza.
I can't. You got jokes. He's got jokes. He's got jokes. Tukipatia Johnny Walker Red, anaona tafungua macho. I can't. Julius, who is our guest tonight, you said that you drive, which is one of the many things that you said that have really surprised me. So you drive and you ride your bike?
I ride motorbikes, I drive, I can skate. I do hiking, I dance, I can bake. And actually I live by myself, so I basically cook for myself.
And you've been living by yourself for how long now?
I had a roommate. His name is Abdinur, but I've been living by myself since last year. Yeah, when COVID hit. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So then, what about work? What exactly do you do for work?
Okay, so I am in this organization called Enable, I-N, then capital A, capital B, capital L, capital E. We advocate for disability rights, and we empower kids in these special schools, especially for blind and visually impaired, to actually embrace technology and use assistive technology that like the screen readers for computers, and also like for the way I use my phone. So it's more of I am, and by the way, I'm the advocacy officer in Enable. I actually like started in March, and like I'm loving it because it was my career path, and I get to do what I'm passionate about.
Which is fighting for
disability rights.
Where did that passion come from?
It came from that I live it. And
no, to start it, to actually go out there and do something.
It started just before I joined campus, because I had been given education. Then I was trying to make them change that for me, because my cut points had allowed me to do a better course. because the perception was that blind and visually impaired only do special education. So I wanted to go against the grain and actually prove people wrong, that you're capable of more. And the way it was being imposed on me, I wanted to make people behind me to have an easier way and to have an array of choices to make in their lives, matters career and also what they want to achieve, their ambitions, goals and aspirations. So I got into law knowing that I wanted to do advocacy for disability rights. It was amazing how in the first class, the lecturer asked us, what would you want to do with your career, like with your degree? Then I was like, I want to fight for disability rights. Then guys were telling me, you know, there's no money in that. But then you have to look at a bigger picture, impacting other people's lives and also making a change.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I like that you said your mantra is about, you know, changing mindsets and shifting perceptions
and touching
lives
in the
at
process.
the same time.
Yeah.
I think we were discussing this while we were on break, and we
Yeah.
were talking about how that negative self-speak, when you talk negatively about yourself,
Yeah.
that's the biggest enemy.
Yeah. So I tell people, your biggest enemy is that inner voice. You should work constantly to quiet that voice, because then you'll never get to where you want if you keep on, because our minds are on automatic negativity. Then you have to work on them, because you see, like weeds, they just grow. You don't need to put fertilizer, you don't have to put manure. But if you want an exotic flower, then you have to really work on that and to make it bloom. So for you to have that positivity and like the way people ask me, where did you get this motivation and also the kind of energy you always have? You have to refresh that every morning to have that positive mindset, because that is now what will bring you either down or propel you to a future that you want to see.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Oh, okay. I like that you make fun of yourself.
Yeah, so much. Because
Alright.
like I worked on my self-esteem and my sense of belief to a point where you can't bring me down. You know, like when I hit someone in town and they're like, "Kwani uoni?" Niko like, "Yeah, sioni mwanze."
Snap, you say that?
Yeah. And they're like, "You're arrogant or rude." And then they look and they see this. This is my daily driver.
And then they're like, "Oh wow."
Yeah,
he
I'm so sorry.
meant
I'm
it.
like, it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've bashed myself and I have actually brought myself down. Then from that point, I knew what to work on and how to navigate through the stumbling blocks and the inhibitions that I have. Because I tell people, you can't have a perfect life.
Yeah.
Because when you think you're really making it in your life, then there are people who will try to bring you down. So if you go out there and someone will give you negative energy and you bring that back with you, or you take it with you anywhere, then you're not ruining other people's lives, but you in the long run. Yeah.
Now, when we started off, we watched the video that you had uploaded, of course, on your YouTube channel, which we're going to chat about as well.
Yeah.
So please tell me how this all began. So you just feel how do you know? I'm so confused. What do you mean you can feel and tell?
I can
What are
feel,
you
I can
feeling?
also tell engine revs. Like I can
just hear?
Yeah, I can hear and tell. That's how I even can cross by myself, even though people get scared when I say that. I can listen to a car, especially the manuals, like the lorries and the matatus, and tell you exactly what gear it's at by just listening, because the gears, they have different feel to them and revs. And then when I used to see a beat, I used that. I used it well, because I used to consume so much information of different car brands, manufacturers, because this love for cars came from a young age when I was just a boy.
Okay.
So I used to look at different shapes of cars and internalize that.
Wow.
So if you tell me about a BMW, a Mercedes, I already have that mental visual. Then when I'm going to touch it, I'm just connecting what I'm touching, because I tell people
with what you're seeing in your head.
Yeah, so I tell people my fingers are extensions of my optic nerves. The way you depend on your eyes, then I depend on my hands to like do everything, because then I tap into other senses in a different dimension. So when you're distracted to like look around and see things, I'm listening keenly, and at the same time like touching and also feeling the body panels.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, you're multi-talented. We have a clip of you, you know, showcasing all of these talents. Do we have the clip? All right, fine. So we can play that and then we get back and we talk.
Yeah.
We attended. Life is what you make it in. You're making it in our own terms. So yeah, let the names begin. But don't just call us blind. Yeah, you heard me. Call us the new blind, where attitude is key, plus power of the mind.
I see the moves, Julius. I see the moves.
I say the rhythm of our movement on daily life is choreographed by our heartbeats.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
What do you tell? I mean, you know, right now with your, like, you know, everyone keeps saying on social media, especially those who are close to you, they keep referring to you as a very inspirational person. And of course, if you've watched the interview from the beginning, then you know that you're very, you know, you've persevered a lot, you've endured a lot, and either, you know, at the end of it all, you're very optimistic. What do you tell people who right now feel like they have gotten to the end? There is no light at the end of the tunnel. They're very, very tired about what's going on globally, financially, our economy is in tatters. What do you say to them?
I say to them that you decide. It's a choice to actually work on yourself and also go out there and do the most. Because then if you on everything that is going on around you, then you'll be lost in the chaos of this funny thing called, you know, and problems will never end. You'll challenge the next time. To have this receptionist in campus, I was going to her, I was having so many missing marks. So every time I was going to her, I used to tell her, I have a problem, Catherine. And she used to, no, stop, that's not a problem. Say it's a challenge. Because if you put your mentality, then you'll work towards solving it, working around it, or even over it. If you work with what you have rather than what you have, because I tell people the lack of sight doesn't take anything from me. That's why I live my life, you know, of life, and I live a heart-centered life, because in everything that you do, if you center it purpose and also goals and your drive, then even if you do something that you're passionate about and you don't see the results, then you'll start gaining, you know, have that personal growth.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Julius. Man, you could talk for you have a great sense of humor. You make fun of yourself, like I do, of just general situations. They say people live a very long life. So glad that we got to meet. Hopefully, again, when your subscribers get to like 100K on Julio Supercharge. There you go. Please make sure that you subscribe to his channel, Julio Supercharge. Yes?
With a J. People confuse it.
Yes, it's Julio with a J. It's Julio Supercharge.
Then space, then Supercharge.
Okay, so please make sure that you subscribe and support Julius Manwachi's content. Very entertaining, and I'm so glad that he got to come tonight. We get to take another break. When we come back, we talk to Madini Classic. All that coming up on The Trend.